Once upon a time, in a quiet little town, there lived two cats named Luna and Oliver. Luna was a sleek, silver-gray tabby with eyes that shimmered like the moon. Oliver, on the other hand, was a fluffy orange tomcat with a gentle soul. They lived in separate houses, but their paths often crossed on the winding streets, where they would exchange quiet glances and the occasional meow of friendship. Luna and Oliver had been friends for as long as they could remember, but as they grew older, their bond became something more, something neither of them quite understood at first. Luna, always the more reserved of the two, would find herself looking for Oliver on those cold, starless nights. She felt a longing in her heart, an ache that she couldn't ignore, but she never told him. Oliver, too, felt it. The days without Luna felt emptier, and the nights were colder without her by his side. He'd lie awake, staring out the window, waiting for the soft sound of her paws tapping against the cobblestones. But just like Luna, he kept his feelings hidden, unsure if she felt the same. One autumn evening, when the orange leaves danced in the breeze, Oliver decided he couldn't wait any longer. He mustered all his courage and made his way to Luna's house. He waited outside, his heart racing in his chest, hoping she would come out. And when she did, their eyes met, and in that fleeting moment, both their hearts skipped a beat. "Luna," Oliver whispered, his voice trembling. I think I love you." Luna froze, her silver fur glowing in the soft light of the street lamp. She looked at him, her eyes filled with uncertainty. She had always cared for him deeply, but could she love him in the way he hoped? She sat down on the cold stone pathway, her tail curling tightly around her paws. I'm not sure, Oliver," she murmured, her voice filled with a sadness that made Oliver's heart ache. "I've always been afraid of what would happen if I gave my heart to you. What if it's not meant to be?" Oliver's heart shattered. He had always known that Luna carried a certain sadness within her, a fear of loving and losing, but hearing it aloud made him feel more alone than he ever had before. He wanted to tell her that love wasn't about being certain, that it was about trying, but the words wouldn't come. "I understand," he said quietly, his voice barely above a whisper. "Maybe I was too late." Luna didn't say anything, but her eyes filled with unshed tears. She wanted to be brave, to open her heart to Oliver, but her fears held her back. She had loved once before, and had lost so much in that love. She couldn't bear to risk it again. Oliver turned slowly, his tail drooping, and with one last glance at Luna, he walked away. The space between them felt vast, even though it was just a few short steps. From that day on, Luna and Oliver continued to cross paths in the town, but something had changed. They no longer exchanged the same longing glances or quiet, content meows. They were still friends, but their hearts had grown distant, as though the love they had once shared now lived only in the space between them. The seasons passed, and the town continued its quiet rhythm. Oliver found new companions and found joy in other places. But deep down, a part of him always carried the memory of Luna, the cat he loved but could never have. And Luna, though surrounded by many, always felt a subtle emptiness. She had loved him too, but the fear of loss had kept her from truly living the love she could have shared with Oliver. In the end, their love was a sad story, not because it was never real, but because it was a love unspoken, lost in the silence of unshared hearts. And so, the two cats lived on, forever caught in a delicate dance of what could have been.